Tesla is no longer just a car company. It is a global phenomenon that has redefined the intersection of technology, energy, and finance. Its vehicles are now a common sight on streets from California to Shanghai, yet the company remains one of the most polarizing entities in modern history. While critics focus on production delays and controversial headlines, the market sees something entirely different. Tesla has achieved a level of brand gravity that allows it to bypass traditional advertising and command a valuation that dwarfs its century-old competitors. This dominance was not built on engineering alone, but on the calculated conversion of public attention into market power. To understand how they captured the world's imagination, we must look at the true origin of their advantage. When Tesla was founded, the automotive industry was a graveyard for startups. For decades, the consensus was that electric vehicles were slow, unattractive, and destined for the fringes of the market. Tesla's true edge was not simply the battery or the motor. It was the total deconstruction of how an electric car was perceived. Instead of building a sensible economy car, they built the Roadster, a high-performance sports car that proved electric power could be aspirational. They realized early on that to change the world's energy infrastructure, they first had to change the world's desire. As the brand moved from low-volume luxury to mass-market production, the strategy shifted toward a more complex form of narrative control. Tesla leveraged the first-mover advantage to become synonymous with the future. While traditional automakers spent billions on television commercials, Tesla relied on a singular, powerful narrative that they were not just building transport, but accelerating the advent of sustainable energy. This mission-driven branding created a level of customer loyalty that looks more like a movement than a consumer choice. By owning the conversation around autonomy and software-defined vehicles, Tesla forced the rest of the industry to play a game where Tesla had already set the rules. This momentum allowed the company to bypass the traditional dealership model, selling directly to consumers and maintaining absolute control over the customer experience. This decision was critical because it allowed Tesla to capture the full margin of every sale and collect data at every point of the journey. As the company scaled, this data became its own form of capital. The financial results of this strategy eventually created a massive valuation gap between Tesla and its rivals. In the traditional automotive world, success is measured by units sold and modest profit margins. Tesla, however, is valued more like a high-growth software firm. Because their cars are essentially computers on wheels, they can push over-the-air updates that improve the vehicle long after it has left the factory. This creates a pricing power that few other manufacturers can dream of. Tesla has shown the ability to adjust prices globally overnight, using their high margins as both a shield and a weapon to maintain market share. Beyond the cars themselves, the company's valuation is buoyed by its potential in energy storage, solar, and artificial intelligence. Investors aren't just buying a car company, they are buying a stake in a future where Tesla provides the grid and the intelligence for the world's movements. This belief system is what allows the company to trade at multiples that defy traditional financial logic. The reason this worked is that Tesla understood the modern economy is fueled by attention. In a crowded marketplace, attention leads to trust, and trust leads to demand. By keeping the brand at the center of the global conversation, whether through innovative product reveals or the high-profile actions of its leadership, Tesla ensures that it is the default choice for anyone looking toward the next generation of technology. This creates a powerful feedback loop. The more the brand is discussed, the more consumers view its products as the inevitable future. Demand remains high not because of traditional marketing, but because the brand has become a cultural shorthand for progress. However, this reliance on narrative and hype brings a unique set of challenges. For Tesla, volatility is not an accident. It is a feature of their business model. Because the company's power is tied to its perceived future value, any shift in public sentiment or regulatory pressure can cause massive swings in market capitalization. The brand is inextricably linked to the persona of its leadership, making the company's fate dependent on maintaining a delicate balance between visionary goals and practical execution. This volatility creates a high-stakes environment where the company must constantly innovate to justify the massive expectations placed upon it. Image showing Tesla's stock price volatility compared to the S&P 500 over time. This pressure has forced Tesla to become vertically integrated to an extreme degree, from manufacturing their own battery cells to developing their own custom AI chips for full self-driving. They have removed as many external dependencies as possible. This integration is their insurance policy against the very volatility their narrative creates. It ensures that even when the hype cycles fluctuate, the physical machine continues to produce at a scale that keeps the empire moving forward. As we look at the current landscape, it is clear that Tesla's success has permanently altered the trajectory of the global economy. They didn't just win a segment of the car market, they forced a trillion-dollar industry to pivot toward their vision. This is the ultimate form of market power, when your competitors are forced to spend their own money to validate your business model. In the final analysis, Tesla's journey proves that modern markets reward belief systems just as much as they reward balance sheets. The company's rise was not just about building a better motor, but about building a more compelling future. By turning hype into a tangible infrastructure of factories, chargers, and data, Tesla has ensured that it is no longer a speculative bet, but a fundamental pillar of the new industrial age. Power, in the 21st century, belongs to those who can capture the world's attention and hold it long enough to build a new reality.